The greenback trembles in the shadows of a rising coalition. BRICS nations whisper, could the US dollar be replaced? Since 2022, sanctions on Russia shook global financial foundations. China responds by pushing the yuan into new international roles. Russia dumps $227 billion trade with China, mostly in rubles and yuan. Gold surges, China's reserves now over 2,264 metric tons. Dollar's share of world reserve slips, now about 57 to 60%, down from over 70. Half of trade among BRICS already settles in local currencies. A payment platform called BRICS Pay emerges in 2024. A new cross-border payment initiative is proposed by Russia, but replacing the dollar would require massive trust. Think of currency like a standard tool everyone uses. Switching is hard. US treasuries are still the safest and most liquid asset, no rival matches. The SWIFT network routes much of global finance, yet BRICS is building alternatives. India, Brazil, and South Africa play cautious roles, no full de-dollarization. India supports local currency trade, but not total dollar rejection. China's trade now, over half settled in yuan. Russia-China trade increasingly shifts into rubles and yuan. BRICS now covers nearly 39% of global GDP on a PPP basis. 55% of the world's population lives in BRICS or partner states. The new development bank has approved more than $30 billion in non-dollar loans. But the bank remains small compared to giants like the World Bank. Some BRICS members lag behind, weak legal systems, inflation, or unaligned policies. As of 2025, the dollar still holds about 58% of global reserves. The euro holds about 20%, while the Chinese yuan only about 2%. BRICS explores barter deals to dodge sanctions. Why barter? Because cross-border payments in dollars can be blocked. Russia builds SPFS, a SWIFT alternative. China expands foreign exchanges in yuan and strengthens currency swap lines. De-dollarization means using less of the dollar, not destroying it. Think of it as reducing dependence, not flipping a switch. Trade, reserves, contracts, oil pricing, all remain anchored to the greenback. That makes reversal slow and resisted. And US resistance grows, with tariff threats if BRICS moves too far away. Trust in currency comes from stable laws and transparent banks. India maintains that de-dollarization is not a formal agenda. Differing inflation rates across BRICS nations complicate a common currency. The euro took decades to build strong institutions across Europe. Countries guard monetary sovereignty fiercely. Still, incremental shifts add up. Reserve diversification grows as countries buy more gold. Payments in local currencies rise. China sells billions in US treasuries, over $53 billion in early 2024 alone. These moves inject real risk into dollar dominance. Yet the dollar remains entrenched in oil pricing and commodity markets. Oil trade still largely priced in dollars. Major financial markets, derivatives, and futures are dollar-based. Even if trade shifts, contracts still demand the greenback. When local currencies swing wildly, the dollar looks safe. Emerging markets often suffer when the US dollar strengthens. High US interest rates squeeze countries that borrowed in dollars. That encourages more local currency lending inside BRICS. But global acceptance still demands networks and liquidity. No one wants a currency nobody else trusts. So what's the timeline? Experts say decades. Near-term, more trade agreements in local currencies. Medium-term, stronger regional payment systems. Long-term, maybe a synthetic BRICS currency. Synthetic doesn't mean physical notes, could be digital, or backed by baskets of assets. Think of IMF's SDRs as a loose model, but BRICS lacks unified credibility like the IMF or the European Central Bank. Internal disagreements persist. India is cautious, while China and Russia push aggressively. Risks loom: sanctions, inflation, currency devaluations, capital flight. Infrastructure gaps remain: payment systems, clearinghouses, trust. Yet momentum builds. BRICS expanded in 2025. New members include Iran, Egypt, UAE, and Ethiopia. Collectively, the bloc represents nearly 40 to 55% of world GDP and population. But can they overcome the network effect of the greenback? It's like trying to dethrone Google in search overnight. The dollar has built decades of trust, liquidity, and legal dependency. Entire commodity markets are wired for it. Still, cracks show. Dollar's reserve share keeps falling. Local currency share rises in BRICS trade. Alternative clearing systems form. Sanctions push more countries to seek non-dollar paths. But de-dollarization is not uniform across all BRICS. India remains cautious. Brazil and South Africa move slowly. China and Russia lead with force. What comes next could change the global order. If BRICS gains more trust, the greenback could weaken. If the dollar weakens, global shocks in inflation and policy could follow. Investors around the world are watching closely. This isn't science fiction, it's happening right now. The question, will BRICS build power gradually or abruptly? Will the dollar fall, or morph into something else? The big takeaway, dollar dominance is challenged, but not defeated yet. BRICS shows potential as an alternative, not a guaranteed replacement. It's a race of resilience, trust, infrastructure, and credibility. If you follow global politics, tech, or finance, this matters deeply, because currency defines power in the modern world. It shapes trade, security, alliances, and sanctions. It shapes your cost of goods, inflation, and interest rates. So ask yourself, in 10 years, which currency will you trust? Would you bet on a basket of BRICS currencies? Or will one supercurrency still dominate? That's the future we're stepping toward, whether we like it or not. If you want more on global power shifts, hit subscribe. Like this video if you learned something unexpected, and comment your thoughts, dollar falling, or hanging on.